Welcome to our video on the 6 kinds of meat you should never eat. Today, we'll tackle a topic that's crucial for your well-being, the types of meat that might be doing more harm than good. Whether you're a meat lover or just trying to make better choices for your diet, you won't want to miss this eye-opening video. We'll also uncover the truth behind these commonly consumed meats. So if you're ready to take charge of your health and make informed decisions about what lands on your plate, keep watching as we unveil the 6 kinds of meat you should never eat. Let's start our countdown with meats that we often find in our sandwiches: salami, bacon, and bologna. Studies have shown that these processed meats can have a negative impact on your health. Processed meats are linked to diseases, and the more you eat, the higher your risk becomes. A recent study from 2021 found that people who ate 150 grams of processed meat per week had a 46% higher risk of heart disease and a 51% higher risk of all-cause death compared to those who didn't eat processed meat. Processed meats contain things like nitrites, which are used to keep the meat safe from bacteria. However, these nitrites can turn into harmful substances in our bodies called nitrosamines, which are linked to cancer. Trans fats found in products like bologna are also problematic, leading to issues like heart disease and diabetes. Spermine, another compound in processed meats, might even contribute to colon cancer. So even though these meats might taste good, they come with risks. A better option could be choosing whole cuts of meat like roast beef, turkey, or chicken. These meats are less processed and have fewer additives. They're a healthier choice if you want to enjoy a sandwich without the extra risks. Number 5 on our countdown are canned meats, which have a history dating back to the 19th century when they were used as military rations. They were cooked and sealed in containers for a long shelf life. During World War II, canned meats became essential for soldiers' meals. However, today's canned meats, like processed meats, aren't so great for our health. They go through processes to enhance flavor, increase shelf life, and cut costs. However, these processes often involve adding high levels of sodium, nitrates, preservatives, and other chemicals. These additives can lead to issues like high blood pressure, cell damage, poor digestion, and cardiovascular problems. Despite their convenience, canned meats can have serious health consequences. It's a better idea to choose fresher and less processed alternatives. At number 4, we'll talk about the beef on your plate and how it's raised. The way cattle are raised can have a big impact on the nutritional value of the meat you eat. However, figuring out whether your beef is healthy or not can be a bit tricky, depending on where you live. One major issue is how some cattle are fed grain-based diets, usually corn and soy. This isn't what cows naturally eat. While it might help fatten them up faster, it leads to beef that lacks important nutrients and has an imbalance of fatty acids. Grain-fed beef tends to have lower levels of beneficial omega-3 fatty acids and higher levels of omega-6 fatty acids. This imbalance can cause problems like inflammation, heart disease, and certain types of cancer. A study from 2010 found that grass-fed beef not only has better omega-3 levels but also more precursors for vitamins A and E, along with antioxidants that fight cancer. This tells us that it's not just about omega-3s, it's the whole package of nutrients that comes from animals eating a natural diet. The living conditions of cattle matter too. Cattle raised in confined spaces can get sick easily, leading to more antibiotic use. Stress from these conditions can result in lower quality meat and might even contribute to chronic diseases in humans. On the other hand, cattle raised on pasture have space to move around and behave naturally, which leads to healthier animals and better meat. So, how do you know what you're buying? Look for labels that say grass-fed. If it's not labeled that way, you can ask the butcher. Also, look for beef from farms that care about animal welfare and sustainable farming practices. It might take a bit of research, but it's worth it for your health. Now, let's dive into the topic of chicken, the 3rd one on our list. Chicken is known for being a lean and versatile source of protein, but the way chickens are raised can make a huge difference in how healthy that protein actually is. Modern chicken farming methods have taken a turn for the worse. Most chickens are raised in tight spaces that are far from natural. But there's a better way. Organic free-range chickens. These chickens get to roam outdoors and live in more natural conditions. Besides the ethical aspect, these cramped conditions make diseases spread more easily among the chickens, leading to the excessive use of antibiotics to keep infections in check. Antibiotics are important for treating illnesses, but using them too much is a problem. Residues of these antibiotics end up in the meat, and that contributes to antibiotic resistance in humans, a serious global health concern. Have you ever noticed those unnaturally large chicken breasts at the store? Well, antibiotics are often responsible for that. In fact, a report by the World Health Organization found that a whopping 80% of antibiotics given to animals are used to make them grow bigger, not to treat illnesses. This overuse of antibiotics is becoming a big issue, as it makes crucial medicines less effective and leads to more difficult-to-treat infections in people. Moreover, non-organic chickens are usually fed genetically modified corn and soy. Just like with beef, this leads to less beneficial omega-3 fatty acids and important nutrients in the meat. And let's talk about eggs. The difference between eggs from pasture-raised hens and caged hens is striking. Pasture-raised eggs can have 3 to 6 times more vitamin D, which is vital for calcium absorption, mental health, immunity, and preventing various diseases. Pasture-raised eggs are also richer in omega-3s, folic acid, chlorophyll, and vitamin B12, all of which contribute to better health. It makes sense, as these chickens get to enjoy the outdoors and sunshine, unlike their caged counterparts. So, if we opt for the cheapest food options, we might be unintentionally harming our health in the long run. It's a reminder that sometimes paying a bit more for quality can save us from greater health issues down the line. Moving on to number 2, we have hot dogs and hamburgers. They might taste tempting, but when it comes to your health, they're not your best bet. Let's break it down, starting with the meat. Many fast food chains use the cheapest meats, which often come from poorly raised animals that have been subjected to overcrowded conditions, antibiotics, and a host of other issues we've discussed earlier. These meats are usually heavily processed, loaded with filler ingredients, unhealthy fats, excessive salt, and sometimes even sugar. They're essentially a laboratory creation designed to trigger our brains into craving more, a concept known as the bliss point. The bliss point is like a button that food manufacturers press to make us crave more of their products. It's all about stimulating our brain's reward system and making us want more. But here's the catch. These highly processed hot dogs and hamburgers are linked to some serious health problems. Think heart disease, cancer, diabetes, digestive issues, and even hormone imbalances. And then there's the issue of trans fats. These fats have been labeled as one of the worst things for our health. They significantly increase the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and more. They damage LDL cholesterol, make our blood platelets sticky, and weaken artery walls, a recipe for plaque buildup, clogged arteries, and heart attacks. Now picture that deliciously soft bun. It might seem harmless, but it's usually made from refined flour and sugar. That means it's going to spike your blood sugar levels, cause inflammation, and worsen your body's response to processed meat. And what's a burger without some ketchup, mustard, and mayo? These condiments might seem innocent, but they often pack a punch of sugar, salt, and chemicals. But it's not all bad news. If you're a burger lover, you can still enjoy a healthier version. Make your own burger using quality meat and lots of colorful veggies like beetroot, tomatoes, onions, herbs, and spinach. Top it off with a homemade guacamole mayo or tomato sauce, adding your favorite spices, garlic, onion, and cooked tomato for extra flavor and heart-healthy benefits. And here's a pro tip. Add some avocado to your burger. A study from UCLA found that adding avocado can actually reduce markers of inflammation associated with heart disease. By pairing anti-inflammatory foods like avocado with your burger, you're not only enjoying a delicious meal, but also promoting your heart health in the process. Taking the top spot on our list is chicken nuggets. These seemingly innocent bites, often a go-to for kids, are actually far from a healthy choice. Let's uncover the truth behind chicken nuggets. The chicken used in these nuggets often includes mechanically separated meat and a mishmash of leftovers once the prime cuts are taken. This mix is loaded with unhealthy fats and lacks essential nutrients. Combine this with the antibiotic risks we've discussed earlier, and you've got a not-so-great chicken base. Then there's the bread casing, the crispy outer layer that gives nuggets their texture. When these nuggets are deep-fried, the bread casing undergoes a process that leads to the formation of advanced glycation end products, AGEs. These compounds are linked to inflammation and cell damage, particularly in artery walls. Now, let's talk about the oil. Chicken nuggets are often fried in cheap oil that gets reused multiple times. This leads to the buildup of harmful compounds like acrolein, which disrupts cell function. Studies have connected acrolein to various cancers, nervous system damage, impaired liver and kidney function, and an increased risk of heart disease. So, what's the best course of action? Avoid restaurant chicken nuggets altogether. The risks just aren't worth it. Supermarket nuggets, though somewhat better in terms of chicken quality, still pose concerns. Making your own chicken bites is the way to go. Use ingredients like almond flour and your favorite spices, and opt for baking instead of deep frying. With a few swaps, you can transform what seems like a disaster food into a healthier and equally delicious homemade treat. So there you have it, a closer look at some foods that might seem harmless, but can actually have serious impacts on your health. Remember, making informed choices about what you eat is a powerful way to take control of your well-being. If you found this information helpful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. And if you have any questions or thoughts about the foods we discussed or any other health-related topics, feel free to share them in the comments below. Your feedback and engagement help us create content that truly matters to you. Stay informed, make conscious choices, and prioritize your health. Thanks for watching.